everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back with me in my craft room at Random Acts of Crafting. Today I want to talk to you about having templates and the importance of having templates. When I make a card or a project, and let me see, I'm going to pull one out of here that I wanted to show. These are not it. This right here is a template for the box. Remember the box and the card in a box that I made? This is my template for the box. This lets me know that whenever I get ready to make this card again, that I need a piece of paper that's 10.5 by 6 3/4, that I need to score here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Now that lets me know that that's how I make my box. And I also know that I need to cut up on these little pieces, and I need to cut these pieces here up on the front and the back. So that helps me to know. Now this is the actual card, and I have a template for it as well. I also have some notes here that I used when I was making it. So if I have notes, I will stick them inside the card itself. A lot of times I can get away with my notes being right here on my piece, which this one lets me know the dimensions that I need. And, well, actually my dimensions are written on here. That with the box, the card needs to be 11 by 12, and on the 11-inch side I need to score, and it tells me my score lines. And on the 12-inch side I need to score, and it gives me my score lines. But then when I get this out and I have done my score lines, I can lay it down next to this, and I can see exactly what I need to cut away. I can see exactly where my score lines are, what needs to be folded, and I also have notes of my mat sizes. So this is where templates are so important in our card making, and especially if you want to replicate it at some other point in time. This is a valuable piece of information. I love having templates for things like that. So this is a template for my card in a box. This is sort of my template for my never-ending card. So I made this as just a swatch, and I have my notes, and I keep my notes with this, and that way it lets me know if I want to replicate this. I know exactly the pieces and the size that I need to make that. And this is the template that so many of y'all had requested that I have emailed to you. And this right here is so helpful because you might forget down the road, but as long as you got this template, and if you mark it on the back that this was the 5 cards from 1 6x6, you'll always know, and you always have this template. You can also play with this template, and you can divide these pieces up even further and make other size pieces and shapes. So it's totally yours. You can make it yours. These were the envelope templates that I made. And I don't know if y'all remember, some of you will, some of my older subscribers, not older as in old, but my longtime subscribers may have remembered me making the Nancy fold card. And if you remember, it opened like this, and everybody really loved this card. Well, I made myself a template. And here's my notes. When I lay this out like this, I have my step-by-step, what I need to do, and I have everything marked. My cut lines were jagged cuts, my solid lines are my score lines. I even have my mat sizes written in here, and I have lines that need to be marked as cut lines. So this right here helps me tremendously when I get ready to make this card again. I have everything there to do it. And I don't know if you remember this little fun fold card that I made, and this was my base. And whenever I get ready to make this card again, I know that I need an 11-inch piece by 4 1/4. I know that I score at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10. And I also, because I see how it folds up like that. And then this piece will sit on the panel like this. So this will sit down here, and I put an X right there so I would know that that piece will sit right here, and that this piece will come back and be glued here. So I keep these two pieces together because I know that if I ever want to replicate this card, I can come right here and cut my pieces and put this card together in no time flat. I don't have to look for a video. I don't have to think about anything. I can just come and grab this template and I'm good to go. This is my box. This was a sample of the box for the card in the box, and I'm going to put that back under here with that template. This was the a template that I printed offline for the braided card. And I don't know if this was the one that Tracy had or it was another one that I had found. But this is a copy of it that I have left over. And I also made several copies of this and put them in my folder so that if I want this and I want to replicate this again, I can do so. Now this is a card that that Lisa Weiss just recently made on her channel, and I made a template for it because I am planning on bringing that card to you. I have made one right here, and this was my template, but if you notice, the template's going to work just like the card. So there, when you open it, your little piece pops up, and I'm going to show you how that works on the actual card. It says enjoy the little things, and as you can see, it's got a baking mitt. You've got some cooking utensils and pies and what have you back there. And when you open this, look what pops up. Cooking is love made edible. And I thought this was just really, really cute. This was my sample one that I always try to make a sample card before I bring one to you, because I like to make sure that I know what I'm doing prior to bringing anything to you. I like to be assured of myself and my measurements, my cuts, and also my matting. So this, I think, worked out really well. And as you can see, having a template, even after I mail this card to someone, I still have my template. So I will always have this. It will show me exactly how I need to glue my piece in, how it folds back in there. And this is just a real helpful piece for me to have to be able to replicate this card anytime that I need to. So I just wanted to come on really quickly and show y'all. And also let me know if y'all want to see how I made this. Lisa Weiss has a video on for this. But what I want to do is take this and make it a 5x7. So I'm working on making this a bigger card, but this right here is an A2 size card. It will fit into an A2 size envelope. So any of my people out there that likes A2 size cards, you may want to see this one. But you can go over to Lisa Weiss Designs and check out her video on how she did this. She did a really good job of explaining how to make this card work. But if anybody wants to see this card here on my channel, leave me a comment and I will work on that and see if I can get it up. And if you want to see it in both sizes, let me know that too. But again, I just wanted to come on and explain to y'all how important it is to have templates for those cards that you know you want to replicate down the road. How many times have you made a card and then totally forget and have to hunt for that video or those instructions? And that can be so frustrating. So you might want to make you a little file folder, a little Ziploc baggie. You can buy the big bags. They even sell, I think I've got, this is a gallon size, but you can buy the 2 gallons. I have seen those. In fact, I have some of them. I just don't have them here where I can grab a hold of them. Maybe this one is. I think this is a 2 gallon. This is what a 2 gallon bag looks like. They're huge. And I keep my strips in this one so that when I get ready to do a strip card, and I think y'all all know what a strip card is. It is when I decorate a background with my strips of paper. And y'all, if any of you that's been following me for any length of time, you've seen me do these. They are like this, and they make a great background for a card. And you can cut a small piece off of this and use it for the center of a card. There's just so many things that you can do with that. So I save those little strips. Anytime I cut a small strip of anything, I will drop it here in this bag, and I will end up going back to that at some point for making a little striped cardigan. But you can do them diagonally, you can do them straight across, you can zigzag them, just so many different things that you can do with those. So I hope that this video, and this was a short one, but I hope that this has helped you in knowing when to save your templates, because it is very, very important to have your templates, and it does help you when you want to reference back to something. And this works for not just cards, but for 3D projects like little boxes or, you know, little baskets. You can make a little basket and not glue it together, lay it flat in your folder with your other templates or your Ziploc bag, and it's just a great way to hang on to those and have them when you need them. So think about your templates. Like I said, these are my templates right here, and I love my templates, and I do have a tendency to look at my templates real often, because if I decide I want to go back and make a certain card and I don't remember exactly the measurements, because I mean, let's face it, we make cards every day, and we don't always remember every little detail that we put in a card, especially if it's a little fancy fold or, you know, something like that. So it's always good to have a template and to hang on to those. They do come in handy. So I hope you've enjoyed my little template video. It was just a little quick get together for showing you why I do templates and how important they are. So let me know what you think. And let me know if you make templates, and do you keep your templates in a special place? How do you file yours? I need to come up with a better way than just a baggie, because I am getting more and more templates these days, because every time I make a card for y'all, I like to have a template so that if I get a request for that later, or if I just decide that I want to make this card for a friend or a family member, I can come in and be able to put one together rather quickly. So, I love you guys so much. I thank you so much for tuning in once again. Excuse my big bandage on my thumb, but I needed something a little bit better than a sticky Band-Aid. It was pulling at the nail, and it was very uncomfortable. So, for the next few days that y'all see me, I'm sure you're going to see me like this. I will survive. I'm a trooper. It takes more than a cut thumb to get me down, but it has been pretty drastic cut on my thumb, all the way through the nail into the flesh, and it is sore. But that's what I get for playing with butcher knives. I was making a salad for my husband's lunch. So anyway, I love you guys so much. God bless you. I pray that God will keep you safe and sound, especially during this this terrible time that we're living in during the coronavirus. I pray that your family members are safe, and I ask for God's love and mercy for you every day. And as I always say in closing, let everything you say and do bring glory to our Father in heaven, for He is worthy of all of our praise, our love, and our life. Until we craft again, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.